I'm Canisius Kanangire. I'm the Executive Director, AATF, and AATF is the co-organizer of the ISTRC Symposium, and we are very privileged. On what we are discussing here, let me start with the obvious. Africa has a very rapidly growing population. The demand, food demand is increasing also. And there are also changes which are happening as more and more people are coming to the city, so it changes the dietary demand. Now, the roots and crop contributes a big deal in the food, in filling, in covering the food needs of our population in Africa. And among those tubes and roots, we have some which are typically African. I would say in rural area you will find more of cassava, sweet potato, etc., etc. They are the staple food in those areas. And climate change is here. We are living the impact of the crisis, which translates into lower productivity, but also some of the diseases and pests which gain more strength and devastate our crops. So, as building on the pronouncement of accepting biotechnology in Kenya, I'm saying this is an opportunity to even think of how we can bring biotechnology to, in terms of transgenic, genome editing, and biofortification, to improve the productivity of those roots and tubers, to improve their nutritious content, so that they can really address better the challenges that we have in our rural community. And we believe that if we do that, we will also contribute to the socioeconomic development of our rural area and transform in a significant way agriculture on the continent. I think it is time that Africa starts growing more of what it needs and consume more of what it produces. And I think that is one of the things that we will need to discuss during the next five days here, and draw some technologies, some recommendations which will help policymakers to make a really breakthrough in our transformation.
Dr. Oscar Magenya. I work as the Agriculture Research and Innovation Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm here actually representing the Cabinet Secretary. For 55 years, as we have been told, this is the first time this symposium is being held here in Kenya, and we are so delighted about that, because we believe that as we talk about the root crops and the so-called orphaned crops, we'll bring them up to the level where they are supposed to be, because a number of the consumer preferences are changing, and people are now turning back to the so-called indigenous crops that we had abandoned, and this is important because you look at even the lifestyle diseases. Some of those diseases can only be managed by this kind of crops, this kind of foods. So it is important that root and tuber crops are brought back into the limestream of the food systems in this country, and we are delighted that in the 5 days that we'll be here, a lot of information will be shared on not only on the yield or the different crops, but even the total value chains. How do we finance this? How do we bring the youths and the women to partake of these enterprises? So it will be a very good opportunity for the media to take time and get all this information and help us even sending the information outside there to our consumers, to our farmers. You look at it, it's really the bottom-up approach. We are trying to get to where the real farmers are, and if you consider the climate change and the effects that is coming through due to these changes in the climate, these are an opportunity and a potential area for us as we move towards climate resilience and how we improve the livelihoods of our farmers out there in the field. So we are happy that we'll be able to listen to many and have interaction through different themes in this conference, and we hope it will add to the information and the knowledge that we have in this country and moving forward with food security. We have a challenge on food security in this country, and so we are looking to all these innovative ways in which we can help ourselves to feed our citizens in this nation.
My name is Paul Demo. I'm Africa Director of International Potato Center, sitting here to represent the 1CJAR, which is a global partnership of organizations that are doing research on agriculture, the 1CJAR group of international organizations. And my message this morning was mainly to stress the importance of root and tuber crop for food and nutrition security, and the role of 1CJAR, the role that 1CJAR play in strengthening this group of crop. We have contributed through a research program that we had called RTB, Root Tuber Banana Program. As I said, from 2012 to 2022, with a lot of results achieved, and we are now regrouped under what we call the 1CJAR family, and we are going to continue to strengthen the root and tuber work together with our partners in national program, in the national system, and other international partners to continue to support the value chain. My colleague have indicated the key nature of these crops, not only in terms of food security and nutrition, but when there's disaster, we see that root and tuber become very, very important because it is very resilient in the face of climate change. We will continue to work with partners to strengthen these crops. Thank you.
What we hope to get out of here is how we're going to retool and reposition root and tuber crops. These are African crops. What do we need to do to get them back to their rightful position as number 1, 2, and 3? These large maize, as in the maize in Kenya, that's what we say in Kenya. How can we do this? By putting these crops, because of their nutrition, because of their resilience, and right now there's so much demand, for example, in Kenya on plantain and the orange sweet potato. So what technologies are in place to ensure that we reposition the ranking of these crops? That's what I hope by the end of the week we'll be able to have a take-home message that positions these crops in their rightful place.